Hello, everyone. Um, Space Wolf Land Raider. I just have a bit of free time and there's no one on the internet, so I said I'd do a quick little video. My camera backed up a couple of months back and I haven't got around to getting a new one, so that's why there's been no videos. I don't even know where to start. I done all the airbrushing on this there yesterday. Well, on the tank, but my Celestial Grey GW paint has, I don't know, it's gone like a texture paint, which is really annoying. I can't seem to get any of it out, but I didn't realize that until after I put it in the airbrush. So there's like spurts. Okay, you can't really see it there, but like in here, just in front of my finger, the white is like, it's meant to be like a light grey, but it's almost white. There was that much of it just exploded out of it yesterday, so I'll have to tone some of it down with weathering. I'll see how I get on from there. I'm slowly starting to get back into painting 40k stuff because I tried to paint in the Space Marine and I was just like, because all I've been doing is painting War Machine stuff, which is really detailed. I was just like, there's a Space Marine captain, he's about somewhere, but I don't know where. And I was just like, this is so boring. And I was just like, I don't want to finish it. So it took me days to actually get around to finishing them. And then I done an avatar. Okay, I won't put that in there. I really enjoyed painting the avatar because there was a lot of detail. I was blending, trying to make it look like there was actual lava in his armor and stuff like that. So it was fun, but again, I was just kind of like, it's 40k, filth. So I'm pushing myself. I have a giant War Machine model I want to paint, but here I am painting my Space Wolves tank because I'm trying to get back into it. So small steps, baby steps. Not too long ago, I was working on some of my AOS stuff. That's not really AOS. I bought it for fantasy, and then I bought the Age Sigmar starter because the models were cool for the Chaos side, and then fantasy just kind of died after that. Because I was only starting to get into fantasy, and then Age Sigmar happened, and fantasy was just like, coming from War Machine, just really, it's meant to be fast and streamlined, I presume. But like, you could get 2 games of War Machine in, like at 50 points for the same time. You could get a game of 40k in. So I rather just play War Machine because you buy the cards, or you buy the models, you get the cards. It's not just go out and buy a codex and it's going to be updated. Because I wouldn't mind playing Blood Angels again or Chaos because I have a load of both and Eldar, but like, it's hard to know when GW are going to go and release a new codex. Just really annoying. It's like, oh, you bought this codex. That's great. The codex says we're up by 1. Let's release the new codex. And that's one of Angels. And I've said it a couple of times. I wouldn't buy the codex because they were doing codex creep every month at the time. So it was either a codex or an army book. And I was waiting for the Blood Angels one that came out, and apparently they were absolutely crap. So I was just like, yeah, not buying into this. And as far as I'm aware, there should be a new Chaos book coming out soon. Some of the rumors I've heard online. So there's no point in me even buying a codex for either armies because no one knows what's happening, and I don't want to spend money on a codex when I could be buying models to paint instead. Because today I bought a Retribution caster. It's a War Machine faction. I think it was Garrett I bought, or however you say it. Bought Garrett Moros, which is a character light jack, and a Chimera, because I was playing Assyria in a Journeyman League, and I was just getting slaughtered because I basically got the all-in-one army box, so I don't have a lot of stuff I can change out, and I'd already picked up a few bits as well. So buying the few jacks there and another caster kind of gives me a bit of variety. I have Tyron as well, the gold guy, who just looks amazing. If They made a Tron Warcaster. He'd look like him, and I just love how he looks. I got him in. It was the. I don't even know how to say it. It was basically KK in the wargaming community, or not the wargaming, the War Machine community in Ireland. So, look at that, I fucked up already. Some guy painted him up really nice to me, and he looks great. So I just haven't got around to trying him yet, because there's a journeyman league going on, where you get points for playing games, and you get points for painting models, and it goes on base size. So small is 1 point, and there's different points for each size base, and then if it's a unit, you get extra points because there's more models in it, obviously. But stupidly, I went and got all of my Legion and all of my Retribution painted last year, and like I've bought like 1 or 2 models every now and again, not a lot, and everything's painted. I've 1 unpainted model for my Legion army, and it's an upgrade kit to make a character War Beast. It's Proteus's head, and that's all it is. You put them onto the body of a heavy War Beast. So like, it's not even as if it's a full Jack, or if, I keep saying Jack, just playing War Machine instead of Hordes. It's not even a full beast. But the plan for him was to buy the Extreme Carnivian model. It's just an alternative sculpt for the Carnivian. I have 2 Carnivians. I bought a 3-part kit. Like you buy the chassis, basically the body, and you get the options to make a Ravagore, a Scythian, or a Carnivian. And I magnetized the Scythian and the Ravagore. I've only 1 Ravagore head, so I have the Carnivian bits, but they're not painted. But I have the Scythian bits and the body and the Ravagore bits painted, so I wouldn't even get points for that, I don't think. So I'm not going to waste my time in painting it. But I got an early birthday present off the girlfriend. She bought me the Legion of Everblight Archangel, which is absolutely beautiful. He is a monster, and it took me, I think it was 4 hours the other night, because I'm glazing him, because the model's like €120, and I want him to look good. I want him to look as best as I can. So I started like glazing on highlights. It took me 4 hours, and I was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done for tonight. Yeah, it could have been more, it could have been less, but it felt like a year I was painting it. It was so long. Definitely worth it though. The only problem with the Archangel is he's not great in game, unfortunately. But he's absolutely class looking, and that was one of the main reasons I started playing Legion, was because I was like, oh yeah, that guy looks cool. He's a dragon, and I was like, oh, he's not very good. Yeah. So I have a couple of red things coming. Red jacks I'll get painted up. Oh shit, that's not good. And then I'll show you the Archangel. I magnetize his wings, but they're not really holding. I mean, look at this. Right here is my Land Raider. So, there goes the wing. Basically, he's the height of a Land Raider, and then he has his wingspan. You can't tell me it's not a nice model. So I'll be working on him over the next couple of weeks or months, or however long it takes to get him done. I'll say it's going to take a while though, because I want them, like, it's not like a troop model where you could hide some of your mistakes and people aren't going to notice. Like, people are going to notice mistakes on this because he's so fucking big. I want to buy, there's a character jack for Rhett I wanted to get, and he's really cool. But my Rhett was supposedly for my girlfriend. It was just an excuse for me to get a second faction, really. But what she doesn't know can't hurt her. And I painted him like a purpley pink color, just something different. I airbrushed on. I think I've done videos of it, I'm not sure, but airbrushed on the colors and done an extreme edge highlight and lots of glowy stuff and all. I was like, yeah, that's cool. And then I was scrolling through some of the the War Machine forums, looking at lists, building stuff, and all that shenanigans. And some guy had painted it to look like, I don't even know if it's a Gundam, but it's like from an anime. I can't think of the name offhand, but it was like purpley green. I'll see if I can get a picture on my phone actually. But it was amazing, the jack, like. Um, I just got an email from Firestorm Games. I'm getting Legion Solo Fianna the Lash, Spell Martyrs, Nis Solo Beast Mistress, and the Skater Weapon Crew, and then I'm getting Moros and Garrus. I also got a Chimera, but it's not shipped yet. But I'll be doing another order next week, so I probably won't have got all of that painted by next week when I do my next order, I presume. Never know, I could do. It'd be a lot of painting. Now, I don't know if this is like a dude or what, but this is the anime. That's the color scheme there. It's like purple and green. And then this is the jack I bought in the color scheme that your man did, and you can't see it. Damn. I'll just zoom in a lot more. You can kind of... Basically, that's what I want to do now with my jacks, but I don't want to have to repaint the whole faction. As a character, this guy is like... Normal red studio color is like a white, an off-white even. And it's cool because there's all like little green accents underneath the armor, and so he is black. His armor and all is black, which is totally different to the rest of them. So I was kind of debating, because it's purple, it's a slightly different purple, but I was kind of debating copying that scheme onto my jack because he ships. So ships today. We don't get post here on Saturdays, which is kind of crap. But I should have him by Tuesday or Wednesday next week. So hopefully I can get started on him like soon enough. Another thing that I have coming is I'm basically painting a Kador faction, and all of the proceeds from that are going straight back into Legion. So I can. The goal is to try and get one of every model in the faction by the end of the Journeyman League, because then I'll be getting points for each one I paint. I think it's you get a point for a small base, or 2 points. You get prizes at the end of it. That's why the points are so important. But what better reason do I have to go and try and get all the models for the faction? So if I can do that, I'll be happy, because then I can just work onto the Retribution, and when they're done, I doubt I'll start a third faction, because I think that covers basically all of the War Machine factions in the little meta that I'm in. I think one of the lads plays 8 or 9 factions, crazy, and he has loads of models with him. But I want to, once I get through all of my Legion stuff that I'm getting, I have a massive box of Warriors of Chaos that I want to try and get done, because I bought them for fantasy, but it's kind of gone out the window now. So they're just sitting in a box. So instead of leaving them there, I'm going to try and get all of them painted. I don't really want to be buying too many models. Like I'm only buying the Legion for the Journeyman League, but I'm not going to buy any 40k, or I'm going to say fantasy, because I'm not going to play AOS. I don't think I'm not going to buy any AOS, so I'm not going to buy any more fantasy. But the idea is just to paint up and trade off what I have to try and get back into 40k. But I don't know, I might get rid of my Chaos Army because it's chaos. I still like the Blood Angels. Like, that's still my go-to faction. When I say go-to, I mean that's what I want to play, not that I actually have that much. I didn't even buy when I went and started getting into it, it was the 5th edition Blood Angels Codex. I didn't even buy that. So I might just get models because there's only a certain amount of conversion work that you can do in War Machine, whereas in 40k you can basically do what you want in Fantasy. So it's I have a couple of Chaos Knights, and I bought the Chariot, but I made the Chariot so that it has the horses, not the Gore Beast, and the idea is to make the Gore Beast on a square base as a spawn, because why not? Save me buying a spawn model and just kind of convert them up a bit, paint them up all chaosy. Some of the knights I have some of the really old metal chaos knights, like banner bearers and horsemen and stuff like that, so I'll have a mix between the two. There's Facebook. I kind of want to get through all my stuff and get it painted. So someone's like, "Hey, do you want to play this?" I'm like, "Yep, I have a painted army." I can do that with War Machine and Hordes at the minute because all my Legion is painted. Bar one guy's head is what it basically is. That's the upgrade kit, is a head. And what's the other thing? That's it. The Archangel. Yeah, that's it. All my Retribution stuff is done. I think I've done it in like 2 or 3 week period because I just got that caught up in it. But being the genius that I am, I didn't write down the mix because I've a couple of different purples that are very similar, but I mixed some of them with a pink to get like the highlight when I was airbrushing, and I didn't write down the recipe for it, so that was not clever. One of the main reasons I haven't painted my Chaos Army yet, though, is because I haven't decided on a scheme for it. When I was doing the AOS stuff, I was just like the models from it. I done the basically the Dreadnought that's not a Dreadnought, or the Hellbrute, whatever it's called now, the Korgorath or something like that. I done him. The guy with the dog, I don't even know what they're called. I paid that much attention. And there's a really cool model that has like a whip. I think that's the only ones I've done. And the reason I haven't done the AOS or the AOS guys, is it the Stormcasts or the Liberators or something like that? I haven't done them because I haven't decided yet whether or not to paint them up as a Sanguinary Guard army and just give them like bolt pistols and shit, or to actually paint them up. I might even just get rid of them, just sell them on, get some paints and stuff. I started Malifaux as well, actually, now I think of it. I was just thinking about Infinity there because there's a scale 75 paint set that's like non-metallic metal. It's the silver set. I was looking at it today and I was debating buying it, and I was like, no, don't do it. There's no point in me buying a set for non-metallic metals when all my other paints are starting to run out and dry up. There's the scale 75 stuff I want to try, and I want to try some of the Andrea paints. They seem to be good as well. I also need to get a new airbrush, so lots of stuff to do. So that's, I think, I'm not going to worry too much about the tank tracks because they'll be weathered and covered in dirt and stuff. So I'll worry about them later. But what I might do is get either Forge World weathering powders or get some of the MIG stuff, because the MIG stuff you can get washes and stuff. I've seen some of the stuff that you can be done with the washes, and it's just like, wow, That's so much better than my army paint or brown wash that I throw on everything. So I'll see. I don't know yet. My paint range is very limited to the point where I always seem to buy the same ones. I don't do too much about it. I don't change it too much. So I'll have to wait and see about that. So I want to get new stuff, but I have, I know how I paint my stuff. I have a scheme that I follow. I don't want to go introduce new colors to it and throw it all off and have mixed match armies and stuff like that. But I definitely want to get into the MIG stuff and get some weathering powders and all that. Because there's only so much you can do with brown paint and sponge method of chipping and whatever else. I don't use oil washes or any of that for my weathering. So that's something else I'll have to be looking into. The metallics, I think, bar the tank tracks, are all base coated. This is my favorite metallic color. It's Vallejo Air Black, but it's black metallic, and it's really good. I'll just highlight that, I'll wash it, give it a quick dry brush, and then that'll be them done. I'm just working on the yellow there. Start getting some of the details on. The Betrayal of Calf box looks very interesting. Everyone seems to be jumping on the Horus Heresy bandwagon, so to speak. But with I don't know too much about the Horus Heresy models, but with what came out in the Betrayal of Celt box, are Forge World gonna get into making plastics now instead of resin, or what's gonna happen? Because if Forge World get into resin, or even plastic, even though I can't compete today. If Forge World got into making plastic models instead of the resin stuff, it'd make 30k a lot more appealing because it'd be slightly more affordable. Because I presume plastic would be able to drop the prices a bit. I don't think anyone around where I live plays it, so it could be a bit of a problem. Once I get this yellow done, I think I'll wrap it up for today because I have to go to work soon. And I want to get food. Yeah, so Malifaux, the models are amazing. The game's very interesting because there's no dice in it, and I enjoy playing it. But again, all of my Malifaux, like I bought a crew, I bought the Lady J starter box crew thing. All of that is painted. I haven't decided on a base for them yet, a basing scheme. They kind of look like, even though they're skeletons jumping around on coffins, they kind of look like they're from like a cowboy era or something, like Wild West. So I was debating painting them to kind of resemble a Wild West town, just something different. Painting the bases or making the bases, like train tracks, sand, cactus stuff, cacti. That kind of stuff is what I was debating doing for their bases. But I don't know. I'm still in mixed opinions. Like with the AOS. No, not AOS Fantasy. Like the Warriors of Chaos. I know I have a Norgal unit. I always run a unit of Norgal Chaos Warriors, and I just airbrushed them green, like a kind of sick looking green. And that was it. They were the Norgal ones, because I never really got around to painting them properly. There's a couple of, I think there's 3 or 4 of them painted in black, just standard Chaos Warrior scheme. But I didn't really get into painting them too much. I had a Demon Prince from 40k. From a commission, I had a square base, so I just kind of pulled him off the circle base, put him on the square one. I was like, yeah, this guy's painted. That's probably the only painted model that I had. There was, I think it was Anima Tactics or no, definitely Anima Tactics. Anima Tactics, maybe. I'll look it up, but one of the lads gave me a model from it, and it's like a dude standing, but he's a flame coming out. He's almost like a farseer the way he looks. Like if you imagine the when I say a farseer, I instantly think of Clayton's farseer, the one with the lava dragon thing that's flying out of his hand. He looks like that as he's holding the lava in his hand, and it comes up around his head. So I made a sorcerer on disc of Zinch. So this dude was just like super glued straight to the top of it, so I could play the game, and it done all right. And there was the Demon Prince. It was called. Because one of the lads does battle reports, fancy battle reports. He has a blog, and he was writing them up. I think it was the Demon Prince Filthmaster was what he called my Demon Prince, because he was a level 4 Zinch wizard or whatever. It was like early last year that I was doing that. So, our Lord Cheese Master or something like that. It was funny because he absolutely wrecked face most psychic phases or magic phase even. Okay, the yellow is still a bit wet, so I'll have to do a couple more coats a bit later, and the metallics are done, so I'll have to do the gold and stuff on the bones, but the light's a bit too sharp. That's the yellow done there and there. But that's it. That's all I'm going to do today. So if you watch this, thanks for watching. As soon as I might sell off some models and try and get money together to get my new camera. But see what happens. Thanks for watching, and give it a like if you like it, and comment